All right, hey, what's up, guys? It's Epic Analysis here, getting ready to go over a new weekly outlet of pairs that we're getting ready to go over throughout the new week. So let's dive right into it. Okay, so on Euro USD, you can see that from around April 2018, we've been moving downwards on the weekly chart. And as we've been climbing down, we've been making lower highs and lower lows. So most recently, after price spiked through the 1800 monthly resistance, we had bearish railroads to the downside, and from there, price broke through our T115 support. After price broke through the support, it eventually came back up and retested it, now acting as resistance. On this same move, price closed as a shooting star type reversal candle. From the shooting star reversal candle, price gave us a bearish engulfing candle, pulled up, retested that, now acting as resistance. After the new shooting star, price gave us a new bearish engulfing candle. Price made new lows, pulled up, new bearish engulfing candle. So price could potentially be coming up to potentially come back down towards 112. So let's go down to the daily chart. As you can see, that same lower high sequence is more in depth and in detail on the daily chart. So you could kind of draw a fib right here from, let me see. So you can start your fib off from at this high down to this low. From there, price pulled up 78.6, spiked, closed below, spiked through the 61.8, eventually dropped down, made new lows, and eventually over here hit our negative 27, and price reversed right off of that area. So once price reversed off of that, you could potentially draw a new Fibonacci retracement, and you'll take it from this swing high to the swing low like that. And we could have a 61.8 retracement. Well, I'm not going to just enter just because price spiked off the 61.8, because we could see something like this happen to where price is acting like it's going to hold over the weekend and potentially pulls up towards here around the 78.6 before dropping. So you're just going to have to wait it out early in the week, Sunday, Monday, and then see what is going on probably Tuesday night during London session. But overall, I'm more bearish on Euro USD, so some potential strength for the dollar could come within this week or next week. So that's something that's one of the main pairs I'll be looking out for. After Euro USD, we'll go to RJPY. So on RJPY, we have this key trend line break on the daily chart, and if you drew this out on the daily chart and was looking at this pair on the 4-hour, you can see that within the same area of that trend line break, which would be around here, this structure of these lows, this spike right here, spike. We had a support. Price gave us a bearish engulfing candle break, retested the break of the support, now acting as resistance, and from there it made new lows. Price pulled back up, stayed making lower highs, pulled down, made a new lower low, and then from there we could potentially see price making a retracement of this bearish move before heading back lower. Now, overall, my bias is bearish on here, but I'm not going to be taking any entries right away because potentially I could see price pushing up a little bit higher before dropping. So you'll just look at this as a possible Fibonacci retracement from this high to this low. And we have a 61.8 retracement, but it's not anything that's, mouth-watering at this point, because we can still get pushes back up to the highs. So more so, I would just wait to see what price does opening up the week. If it pulls up to the 78.6, depending on if we get any type of reversal confirmation up here, I may take a sell. But other than that, I'm going to be staying away from AJ. I'll just be, looking at it. If it's something looks appealing, I'll probably update you guys in the Telegram. But as for now, right now, Euro USD looks good. Let's move on to Euro JPY. So Euro JPY is also in one of those weird areas right now after we had about 4 to 5 bullish days of rise. So at this point, a break above 127 would possibly lead price to 128. A break below around 125.5 would possibly lead price to 124. And that's as simple as I could get it with Euro JPY. You just kind of need to wait for that move. If you were to draw a fib on the daily from this high down to this low, you could possibly have a 61.8 retracement. It's nothing appealing just yet because, like I said, price could pull up a little bit higher before giving us a real reversal, possibly maybe towards 126.8, 126.6 area again. And then up here, it would be a more appealing risk reward if we were to get this push up to this high. But if we get another reversal and a bearish engulfing off the 61.8, then I will be looking for a pullback. If we were to get a bearish engulfing candle off the 61.8, I'll be looking for some type of pullback and then possibly taking it down towards like 125.5, 125. And if we break that, then of course 124 eventually. But more so it's just about sitting on your hands waiting for a break of 127 or 125.5 before any real move will happen within Euro JPY. So now let's go down towards NZD Chef. This pair also is in a pretty intriguing area. So as you can see, you have these highs right here. I drew a trend line from this point, connected it to my point A to my point B at this point, extended the trend line out, and then price eventually came within this area where we're at currently. It's been rejecting from it so far. So more importantly, this zone area would need to either break above or break below before any real direction. It's because we also have somewhat of a wedge or a triangle pattern. A triangle with our trend lines connecting this point to this point and extend it out, connecting it with this. So eventually we would need a break above or a break below, something looking like if price broke above, we would like to see the candlestick actually close above, not like these wicks where it's just spiking past and closing below. We would actually want to see a candlestick close below, close above, come back down and retest the breakout area before possibly going higher. If it were to go above. Now, if it were to go below, you would want to see something like price breaking below the bottom trend line, pulling back up to, even if it's at the trend line or within the supply area, and then possibly pulling back lower. But until we get a real breakout out of this zone, there's not any real true direction. So just waiting for this breakout. As of right now, it's looking like we're getting a rejection from this area. So just keep an eye on it. And if price breaks above, wait for the pullback to buy. If price breaks below, wait for the pullback to sell. So it's pretty simple. And then the last pair I'll go over before passing it off to Brandon will be the U.S. dollar index, because we have a lot of USD news coming out this week. So the dollar index is going to help us with our EUs, AUs, USD cash, etc. So looking at the dollar index, let's go down to the daily chart. You can see that we possibly have price making higher highs, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So if you take this first, let's see. If you were to take this first, which one is it? Yeah, okay. If we were to take this first high down to this low up to this first high right here, you can see price hit the 88.6, really closed on the 78.6, and then had a bullish days, bullish weeks up to the negative 27 retracement before giving us another reversal. And so after that reversal, price made a new higher low and then made a new higher high. And also within that area, I have these key areas where price has been rejected from usually. So from 96 up to 98, price has pretty much been in a range. So usually when price breaks above 97, it comes to 97.50. Usually when price breaks below 96.50, it comes to 96 support. So as of right now, price hasn't necessarily broke below 96.50. It could come down and give us a false break and maybe give us a third touch on the trend line before my bias direction is going back up to the upside. But of course, like I was saying, price would have to break above this 97 in order to hit 97.50. If we get a break above 97.50, then possibly 98 will get hit. But as of right now, price is making this nice trend of this nice uptrend of higher highs and higher lows. So price would really need to break below, let's say, we really need to break below this structure for the bulls to not be in play anymore. So if price were to break below this, then my bullish bias is invalid. But if overall we could stay above this previous higher low, then I can see price going back up to the upside and the dollar gaining some type of strength. So that's my outlook right now. Brandon's going to also go over a few pairs that I'm watching. So let me just kick it off to Brandon, and he'll get you guys started on his on the pairs that he's looking at for the week. So.
Oh, my bad, guys. I was actually muted. Solid analysis there by Ryan. So now I'm going to give you some of the pairs I'm looking at, some of the pairs on my watch list. Like right here, you got to keep in mind, it's always good um, to know the news events that were coming in for the week. So I'll definitely be showing you guys some of those events. Like for actually to start the week, we're starting off Monday. We have Odd News, high impact Odd News. It looks like this is a week for Odd. The GBP, you see, you have more talks around Brexit starting off Tuesday, going into Wednesday. You see, we have FOMC Wednesday, some more Odd high impact news, and I believe Friday is a lot of Euro news. So pay attention to Euro pairs, pound pairs, Odd pairs. We also have some CAD dollar there, some CAD news coming on Friday. All right, so back to USD CAD. I'm on a weekly chart right now, and as you guys can see, just look at the market structure. The market structure on this is pretty beautiful. It's pretty simple to understand when you can see what's going on in the market from an overall basis, like looking at the higher time frames for higher confirmation. So you see we had this strong impulse here, where I have this arrow pointing down. That was the strong impulse. This channel was basically a bearish corrective channel. Of course, you can find trade opportunities in and out these channels, but this channel was just a corrective move up, to actually make that push down. So that's actually what happened. I'll show you guys. Just want you to get an overall view. Top down, I like to do top-down analysis so you can understand, pretty much what I see. So this is the other impulsive move here. All right, then we're on a corrective wave. So we actually caught this move, this sell move here around 366 area, basically retesting the high of this channel. So it came up to this zone, and it gave us an impulse, gave us a strong impulsive move, breakdown. All right, that was like, how many pips was that? That was over 560 pips. All right, so that was a nice move down. And UCAD is not one of the more volatile pairs, so a move like that is big with USD CAD. All right, so what I would do now is I'll come down to the daily chart, because you can see in this channel, there's been higher highs and higher lows. It's been an uptrend, up corrective structure in this channel. So it's basically correcting up. So there's an uptrend within the bigger overall downtrend. So it's good just to identify trends within trends and understand overall what the market is doing. So higher lows and higher highs in that channel, basically corrective up. I go down to the daily. So we see the structure here. Okay, when price broke out from this high, okay, it came back and retested this structure level around 336. Okay, it was a key level there. It rejected last time it was over there. So it did the same thing here. Okay, but this is when you want to understand and identify certain patterns in the market. All right, for example, looking at USD CAD here, I believe I actually posted this in the channel before it took off. This is an inverted head and shoulders. All right. This is inverted head and shoulders. If you know anything about patterns, an inverted head and shoulders is actually a bullish reversal or a bullish pattern setup. That's pretty much a buy opportunity. So this right here, where I drew this circle, that's the left shoulder. This is the head here. And this is the right shoulder. So there was a buy opportunity here. So of course, if you miss that, if you miss the impulse, which it gave us this impulse of push, and it pulled back to my trend line. The market actually just opened here. You can see the candle. It's a new daily candle forming. So when you see breakouts like this, right? It gave us a breakout. It pushed above. Now it's retesting. So when you get the retest, that's a good sign, a good confluence for continuation up. So I'm looking for buy opportunities on USD CAD. You can even take a fib retracement from that swing low to this swing high. All right. And it pulled down to around my 50% retracement. Now, you got to keep in mind, it wouldn't be completely out of the ordinary if UCAD decided to give us one more push down to the 61.8. Like, that is possible. But anywhere in this range from around 3.3 to all the way down to 3.26 area, it's a buy zone for me. All right. Now, you can also come down to the 4-hour chart. And also, if any of you know about waves, this is pretty much a 5-wave setting up. We had the impulsive wave. This is wave 1, 2 wave down. This is the 3rd wave up. That's a 3-wave. And this is the 4th wave down. So now I'm expecting that 5th wave up. So I'm expecting it to at least retest this high around 346. And then if we get a break above that, you could expect something like this to happen if it breaks above. If you get the breakout, right, you get a close above, not just a wick. They could wick above that and decide to still drop back. But if it closes above and it starts to kind of consolidate and retest, create like a little flag here, then you could look for continuation up, because this can potentially go up to 3.5, if not 3.6, to retest this high. All right. So that's USD CAD. Also, CAD JPY. It's another CAD pair that I've been watching. So overall with CAD JPY, I believe I posted this in the group last week when we had a breakout of the trend line there. Now, overall, just looking at the weekly, you can see that CAD JPY has been in the downtrend all the way from this double top reversal here, came up, created a lower high, then we had an impulsive move down to this low. And where this huge wick is at, that's where the flash crash happened, involving the JPY's pairs. This was the flash crash. All right, but it still closed that wick. This is all manipulation. This is a stop hunt, all this wick, and it still closed at this same demand level, the same demand zone here. Pulled back up, created a lower high. So looking at the weekly, just doing top down, you see here we have, this is pretty much an evening star pattern. Bearish engulfing, evening star reversal pattern. This weekly candle came up and retested it. Right now, it's a new weekly candle forming, and I'm expecting this week to go bearish. Especially if we have, I'm going to show you the oil as well, show you how that correlates. So now, break down to the daily. I drew this trend line, right, all the way through. It gave us a rejection here, a shooting star rejection. This is a shooting star reversal, bearish shooting star candle. Then it broke out of the trend line. So whenever you get breakouts like this, right, whenever you get breakouts like this and you miss the breakout, that's okay. You're always going to get that corrective structure, that corrective wave, like it's doing now. And that's going to give you more confirmation to where the next move is going to take place. So looking at this, it looks like it's setting up for that reversal. You can even take your fib from this swing high down to this swing low. You see it's basically pushed through the 50% around the 61.8. These are golden levels for good retracement opportunities. Potentially, you could see it pull back a little bit, but I would like to see it stay below this high that it created, this swing high right here. This looks like it's starting to break down. Gave us a bearish engulfing here, so you could potentially see a little retest of that, and then we can see structure reach these lows, if not break. All right, because I'm definitely expecting CAD to continue to be in the bloodbath. All right. So that's CAD JPY. Sell opportunities back down towards 82.4 area, if not lower. Of course, you would need a break and close below this structure. The long-term target could be towards the negative 27. It's about 81.6 around there. All right. And that'd be over about 200 pips, which is big for a pair like this. This isn't one of the more volatile pairs. All right, so be on the lookout for that. We'll update you guys. All right, and now when you're dealing with these pound pairs, I mean not the pound pairs. I'm sorry. When you're dealing with CAD, it's good to understand just in trading in general. It's good to understand certain correlations when it comes to certain markets. So the oil market correlates with the Canadian dollar market. So, for example, if CAD is dropping, more than likely, I mean, if oil's dropping, then more than likely CAD is dropping as well, or setting up for a down move as well. So if you look at oil, I mean, it's definitely been in a downtrend. All right, it's definitely been in a downtrend ever since this high way up here. So the downtrend is set. So now where price is at, it's basically retesting structures. You're testing this little support level here. All right, you have more retest. If I can zoom out here, you can see the structure where I have this line at. I have a line drawn here basically where my cursor's at, because this is like a retest of these structure levels where it had reversals at. All right. So I drew a little line up here because price could potentially still push up a little higher before dropping. But looking at oil, I'm expecting this down move to come. I have this trend line drawn here. It's been moving on an uptrend up this trend line, but it's looked like the reverse was coming. You see on the 4-hour, little small shooting star, and you have a bearish engulfing here. Now you're getting a retest of that, and it looks like it wants to break down. So, of course, with oil looking to have a trend reversal, you also have an evening star pattern here on the 1-hour. With oil pushing down, that actually helps our bias for a UCAD buy, and also because that's weak against the Canadian dollar and also the CAD JPY. All right, so be on the lookout for that. So oil. Also, GBP JPY. Finish up here shortly. All right, so GJ, the thing with the pound, you have to be careful because there's a lot of talks around Brexit. All right, and if you've been paying attention to what's going on with the Brexit, what's going on in the UK, it's chaos right now. It's not really stable. The pound is not really stable. So knowing that, you have to be careful. But you see where we're at here. GJ is pretty much at these structure highs here where my red line is at. It's in the supply level here. So we could see a turn to the downside. Now, if you see this trend line I have drawn here, it's basically been moving on an uptrend. Ever since the flash crash, pretty much all JPY pairs went on an uptrend after this flash crash. You see this huge wick here, huge hammer and wick. Then it went on an uptrend. Created a higher low, higher high, higher low, and now it's pretty much creating an equal level high. So this could potentially be a double top to come back and retest our trend line around 145. Or if I go to the 4-hour chart, GJ deciding to break above and going to the next level around 149. It's not out of the ordinary. It's possible. But I actually like sales for GBP JPY. Because my bias overall is still bearish. It's still bearish. So really, right now it's pretty much ranging. The market just opened. So I would need to see price stay below. If price stays below 148.9 area, right, or around 148 high 8 to 148.9. If it stays below this, doesn't give us a breakout and close above this level, we can see price head back down. All right. It can at least head back down. So I would say mid 145, maybe 145.5, 145.6, if not all the way back towards the trend line around 145. All right, so I would say be on the lookout for that. These are pairs I would be watching, but keep in mind that it's going to be very volatile. Just like the past few weeks, it's been volatile because of all the talks around, the economic events. All right, so that's GBP JPY. One more pair, gold. Now, gold is a pair, of course, overall, gold has been on the uptrend. Now you have to factor in what's going on with the dollar when you're looking at gold. So overall, all the way from up here, gold has been moving in the uptrend. It came back up to these structure highs, supply level up here, and then it gave us a shooting star right here. Right here, it gave us a shooting star. And after that shooting star, we got a bearish engulfing. So now, overall, I believe we will get more downside because price has pushed all the way up, way from this low. It rose over 1,800 pips. All right, about 1,800 pips. So I believe a reversal is imminent, but it's a matter of what happens to the dollar because we could see another push up before it coming back down. So right now we're just getting our retest after that bearish engulfing. We'll come down to the daily. You see price is basically retesting these structure, retesting the structure lows here. Let me take this horizontal row. You see here, it's retesting this structure. This is where price broke this structure low. So normally when you get a lower low of structure, you like to see a pullback to retest of broken structure. And that's what it's doing now. After that, it gave us a bearish engulfing on the daily. So it's a chance that if gold stays below, around 13.11, 13.12, stays below this level, we can see another push back down, at least back to revisit these lows. Maybe to 1286, 1287, back down here. But of course, we would need a break. I would need a break, see a break and close above this level, above like 1312 to take, gold even higher. But keep in mind, there is FOMC, so that's going to definitely play a factor when you're talking about gold. Also, coming down to the 4-hour, you can see what structure is doing. I would draw this trend line here, all the way up. We're basically getting a retest here. See, whenever you get those breakouts of trend lines, you like to see a bounce back to retest, and those are normally highly accurate opportunities. All right, so you could we could see that push down on gold coming. As long as price stays below this high, the structure level high, you can see gold push back down towards these lows. All right, so that's that. If we see any other pairs, we will keep you guys informed. We will continue to update the group. We have more content and more things coming to make sure everybody can benefit. And just stay tuned. Make sure your notifications are on. Make sure you stay plugged in. And thanks for all the support to everybody in the channel. See you guys on the next video.